Let's now speak to SABC News reporter Natasha Phiri on this very story. Natasha, a record number of contestants who are participating. Paint a picture for us of how things are looking nationally and provincially.
Indeed, Wongiwe. So you have 14,662 candidates that have been nominated to contest all 887 seats in the National Assembly and, of course, in the provincial legislature. And, of course, people could actually inspect or object to this list, as the IEC has actually published it today and tomorrow. The cutoff date is tomorrow at 5 p.m. So if anybody has any objections to the candidates, that's how they should actually go about it. But of course, we'll talk about that a bit later. But looking at all three ballots, you've got a national ballot, a regional ballot, and you've also got a provincial ballot. So on the national ballots, you've got 4,323 candidates that are actually vying for these
give us the number again.
4,323 candidates. So this averagely or roughly means that 21 political parties are vying for a seat on average, right? You go to the regional ballot, and this is the regional elections of the 200 members in the National Assembly, of which we know that independent candidates and political parties can actually contest. This number, you've got 3,596 candidates vying for this position. So on average, you've got about 18 contestants per one seat.
Wow.
And in this case, Gauteng again has the largest region with 40 political parties and 2 independent candidates vying for this. The provincial ballot is quite interesting, because here you have 6,743 candidates that are vying for 487 seats across all 9 provincial legislatures in the country. And once again, Gauteng is also leading the pack here with 42 political parties and 2 independent candidates. You go to the independent candidates, you've got 7 independent candidates contesting the regional elections. You've got 6 contesting the provincial elections. And the region with the most number of independent candidates is Limpopo with 3.
Sure, talk about being spoiled for choice. I mean, the voters are going to be spoiled for choice. Such a record number. But have there been any objections so far? I know it closes tomorrow, but have there been any? Well,
according to the IEC, there have been, objections. 42 candidates appeared in more than one party list, implicating 39 parties. Furthermore, one candidate was also nominated as an independent, but also appeared on a political party list. So if the IEC actually flags such objections, you've got until tomorrow to actually get your house in order. Then come back to the IEC and say, okay, this is the final list. We've rectified our mistakes. You can now go ahead.
Also, they still have room to maneuver.
Yes, they still do.
And now what happens then in terms of the process, Natasha?
So tomorrow is the cutoff date to get your house in order, but on the 28th of March, which is Thursday, the commission will then decide on the objections. They'll let the objector know, as well as the registered party or the nominated candidate, if they actually may appeal against that decision. That then gets taken to the electoral court on the 2nd of April. 10th of April, this is when the final list of candidates contesting the elections will be published by the Commission. But of course, next week Friday is also a very important date where political parties will be signing that pledge. So it would be interesting to actually see what happens. But furthermore, I just implore our SABC viewers that on Thursday, the IEC will be updating us with everything in regards to objections. And of course, the judgments that we've been seeing in courts. Tomorrow, Kenny and them are also honoured with Zolega in Durban. So roughly, we'll get a response from the IEC in regards to everything that has to do with this.
I think you should run a masterclass on this election, because you have been doing so much work with the IEC so far. You've been breaking each and every single process for us.
It's a lot. And I think viewers and, South Africans at large, those who are in the voters' roll and those who actually intend to actually go out and vote, it's very important for them to actually know these processes. I mean, the 3 ballots, I beg your pardon, are very important, And I think it would be quite interesting seeing all these numbers. How will the ballot paper actually look like on the elections day? And the onus is not only upon the IEC or the media, but on each and every political party to ensure that, this message actually gets carried out through, that when you're at a rally, when you're conducting your rally, your door-to-door campaigns, does the voter actually know that they'll have 3 ballot papers?
Yeah.
Does the voter actually know that they can apply for special votes? and issues like that. So it's quite important that we disseminate the information to those over 27 million voters on the voters roll.
And you touch on that as we end off. We do have election matters as well here on the Full View every Wednesday just after 7 o'clock, because we are also trying to make sure that the voters are aware of what exactly they are up against here, but also the fact that you can even ask for help from a presiding officer if there are certain things that you do not understand. So certainly an important conversation. I'm going to leave it to you to give us a masterclass again on Thursday when you come back from the IEC, because you have been touching on this process quite somewhat. But thank you so much, Natasha, for bringing us an update there. That was my colleague Natasha Phiri, SABC News reporter.